You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? What is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and video games, then you come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is episode 310. Let's get into it, guys. I got a lot to talk about. There's been a few announcements made, some good and some bad, and I want to break some of this down. Let me start out with my anime watch list, guys. I'm going to start that out first. I have gotten back into some of the anime a little bit. I've gotten to watch a little bit more of One Piece, and it's really getting good, guys. I don't want to elaborate too much, but it's pretty good. It's heating up. I think I'm around episode 400 now, and it's getting real out here in these anime streets. Also, Demon Slayer is back. I meant to talk about that last week, but we have 2 episodes available right now, season 3. So definitely check those out. I haven't watched them yet, but I plan on watching them in the next day or so. So I would definitely like to talk about some of that moving forward because looking at the previews, or the opening scene of the anime, which I saw on YouTube, I didn't see a couple of his boys, his crew, his clique. I didn't see them there. I saw some new characters, so I'm anxious to see why those guys weren't there. I want to see what's going on. Maybe it's a mission or something they sent Tanjiro on or something, and he's not got his guys with him. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to get into all of that, and I want to talk about some of that stuff with you guys. Also, that's pretty much all the anime that I've been consuming right now. I did also start My Hero Academia back up, and I'm way behind on My Hero Academia, like almost 2 seasons behind. It happens to the best of us. We watch a anime, and then when we finish that last season, we kind of, we have almost a whole year before the next one comes out, so we get sidetracked. We watch other things, we get involved with other stuff, and before you know it, 1 season passes you by, and then 2 seasons. And it's strange for me because My Hero Academia, I can't believe I let it go that far, because that's one of my favorite anime, especially of late. Really love that story, really love everything up to that point, and it's kind of cool now because I get to binge it and I don't have to worry about all of that, because I think the last season that just took place just got finished. And my boy told me, yeah, man, they left it on a cliffhanger. And, a lot of people who read the manga already know what's going on for the most part. But like I said, I don't read a lot of manga. I'm an anime guy. So I'm excited to find out what's going to happen and what's going to go on, and where we're going to end up being at in the story. So that's what I've been watching anime wise. So yeah, I went from 0 to 60, and it happens like that all the time. And then I'll probably watch a shit ton of anime for the next few months, and then go cold turkey again for a week or 2 or 3, depending on what's going on. What video games come out, because there's a lot of bangers coming out, guys, really soon, and I cannot wait to dive into those. Also, I've been real busy, man. I've been dealing with a lot of things business wise, and working on some stuff for my business and just for my fun and leisure, all these things, guys. So I've actually decided, I thought long and hard on this, and I did a lot of research, still doing research, but man, I always wanted to start a blog. I've always wanted to start one, and I think I'm going to do that now. Actually, a couple of blogs, I want to start, but I think of things strategically as well. So even though I love video games, and I am going to be starting a blog, the Random Gameplay Pimpin' blog, you want to find out how to monetize those things as well, because that takes time, it takes some dedication, it takes a little work for these blogs, even if you have passion about it. And I don't think anyone should start a blog unless they are passionate about that said subject. You don't want to make it feel like work. You kind of want to feel like it's fun and you're getting paid just to have fun. So I mean, you don't have to do it that way. I know there's some people out there who just, hey, this is popping right now, this is popular, let me start a blog on that, and they make their income them that way as well. But it just depends. But for me personally, I like to have everything on my plate, something I like. Okay, I don't want to have anything I don't want to eat on my plate. Okay, it just makes dinner not fun. So that's the analogy I choose to use, and I'm going to roll with that. Also, I definitely want to start another blog. I'm not going to do them all at one time, and it's a process and it takes time. These things aren't to be taken lightly. Same thing with a podcast. You know, anybody can start one, but it is work involved, and people should understand that. And also, you should also have a set plan. Time, you know, maybe once a week, or you're going to do it every day, every other day, and stick to that kind of a signature. That'll take you pretty far, I think, in my humble opinion. And it'll just get you used to the daily stuff that you got to do to prep for this. I prep for this podcast every week. I take notes. I observe everything that's going on, and I take the stuff that that interests me from that, and then I give it to you guys, and hopefully you guys get something out of it. And a lot of you guys listening, I guess you feel that you do. That's why you listen. If not, you wouldn't. So that's kind of like how I can, I guess, break it down, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I want to do an anime one as well, but I don't quite know how to monetize that just yet. I think I have some ideas. I'm playing with that now. But yeah, if I do decide to do that, it will definitely be, I want to do a weekly blog. I think I can handle a weekly blog on both ends. I think anything else would be a little too much. Some people do monthly blogs. That's fine too if you want to do that, but I'll stick to weekly. I think I can maintain that with everything else on my plate, and I want to go there. So I'm going to try out this blog for the brand, for the Random Gameplay Pimpin', and then I will definitely eventually try to do another one with anime, and I'll keep you guys posted on all these moves that I'm making. I want to keep you guys posted because I want you guys to be involved. I want you guys to be the first ones to read these blogs, to interact with them, if that makes any sense. I also just recently started a brand new Dragon Ball Drip Facebook group. So if you guys want to get into that, you can go to Facebook and you can just type in Dragon Ball Drip, and it should come up as a group, and you guys are welcome to join. It's no stipulations there, guys. I don't have it private. Anybody can join it, and I would appreciate you guys joining in there. So all my Dragon Ball fans, definitely check that out. Dragon Ball Drip Facebook group. It's a brand new group. I mean, really fresh. It's only been up for like a day or two, something like that. Not a lot there yet, but I plan on growing that slowly but surely. You know, just trying to get the community popping. And I think I'm going to do another one on just anime, just all anime. So, you know, I'm just trying to do some things in my spare time, keep some things afloat, and kind of build some communities. You know, that's really what I'm about. I'm about building communities and getting with like-minded people who enjoy the same things that I enjoy. And I think that's the best way to build a strong community. That's just me. Like I said, one of my best friends in the whole world is a guy I met on PlayStation 4 playing. We met playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the very first Dragon Ball Xenoverse game. And we have been like best friends, I mean, pretty much ever since. Okay. He's in another state, and we talk every week. We're just really cool. And I consider that guy to honestly be my best friend. Okay. With that out of the way, I've been rambling, forgive me. Let's get into some other stuff. And I want to talk about Resident Evil 4 real quick. I want to just slide that out there. I've been working on that. I know I told you guys some weeks back that I was trying to do a playthrough of that, and I still am doing it. Okay, I haven't released the videos yet. They're coming soon. I'm almost done with the game. I haven't had a lot of time to play games recently, and that's strange, I know, but when you have kids and then you also have other things that I've been starting and trying to deal with, it's been a lot, man. So I can't just play it whenever I want because I have to tend to kids and do certain things. So I have to kind of like pick my times and kind of strategically kind of go about doing that and not get interrupted. So I think I'm on chapter 14 now. So 2 more chapters. There's 16 chapters in the game, and I'm running that down. And this will be my last actual playthrough that I think I'm going to do, because it's actually a lot of work, man. Those guys who do those playthroughs, man, that is definitely some work. it's definitely a job. If it can be that, there's a lot of editing involved, and there's a lot of things that you got to kind of do and keep your eye on when you're doing that. So when I do my future videos on different games that I end up playing, they won't be actual playthroughs. They will be random gameplay videos. Okay, hence the name. So there'll be a lot of boss fights, and there'll be a lot of just a lot of gameplay, a lot of commentating in some of these videos too as well, and those type of things. Maybe even some like show videos where I might show you my character. I might show you something that I'm working on, or maybe some hints and maybe some small tips on certain things for guys who haven't played games that I'm currently playing now. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So be looking forward to all of that. But yeah, the Resident Evil 4 remake playthroughs are coming very soon. I want to estimate and say by the end of this week, I hope to have the first one video out, and I'll be putting them out every other day, pretty much. So part 1 will be out, and then part 2, expect that one, a couple days after that, and so on and so forth. Kind of like, just pouring it out there nice and slow for anyone who wants to watch and just sit back and relax or whatever. Do something while you're working at home or doing something in multitasking. You can have that playing in the background, however you want to do it. I do that a lot with a lot of playthroughs and stuff like that. So if you guys want to do that, hey, be my guest. All right. Now that I have that out the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes, because there's a lot of shit that took place, guys. And I mean a lot of things, a couple of things that are huge that happened, and some sad news as well, especially if you're an Xbox fan. And I'll get to that. But let's start off with a game that I talked about recently, and it's called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Now, there's been a lot of shit in the air. There's been a lot of warm butter sitting on cabinets and sitting on dinner tables, ready to be used on a lot of fans waiting for this game. And it's safe to say that they're going to be waiting until 2024. And if I'm being honest, guys, I think even in 2024, there's still going to be butter on the table. Okay, there may not be an entire tub of butter, but there'll probably be maybe a small cup or two of butter still on the table. I just don't think that they'll be able to fix all this in time. Apparently, if you guys didn't know what was going on with this game, it was slated to come out very soon. I want to say it was slated to come out next month or maybe even this month. I cannot remember, but it was slated to come out very soon. And they put out a gameplay trailer or a video showcasing the gameplay, and everyone shit on it. It fucking bombed, and no one was happy about it. It didn't make sense with the characters that they had, and it was just a mismatch of all kinds of stuff. It was also, you have to be connected online with this game. It also has microtransactions, all the things that most gamers kind of, throw up in their mouth when they hear, and this is what this game had. So they had to probably go back to the drawing board. They took it, and they're smart to do that, because if they weren't, they would just release the game and let it kill itself, and then forever just be a game that nobody ever wants to fuck with, especially when you have other games coming out, a lot of these other AAA games coming out, and they're going to just get buried underneath all these other games. Okay, so even if you don't buy any of these AAA games now, when they first come out, which a lot of gamers wait a lot of the time just because money or just they don't have time, when it is time to buy those games, you're definitely not going to be looking for a game like Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, okay? By then, the community is, if they even had a community, it's basically on life support, and it's just a waste of time to buy or play, okay? And you're overpaying for a game that will eventually become a coaster, okay? That's what it'll be. And that's why I don't like these online only games, because eventually they become nothing but coasters. You can never go back to them. You can never play them again. And once they cut the lights out, it's over. Okay, so that's just me. Unless I really, really love a game, and I go into that knowing that, okay, you have a limited time to play this, maybe a few years, and after that, you go ahead and kiss it on its forehead, tuck it in, and say your last goodbyes. But for the most part, man, that's not how I like to rock with my games. I like to be able to have access at all times whenever I want, and that's just the way I feel about it. But anyway, this game here, they changed the date, 2024. Now, they didn't have a actual release date. They just said 2024. So could it be early 2024? Yes. But it could also be late 2024. Now, if they're smart, that's how I would do it, because you don't know how long this is going to take to clean up. And with a game that was almost done, okay, that was probably damn near about to go gold. If you guys don't know what that means when the game is done, they use the term going gold, which means everything is going to be, the main stuff in the game is done, and it's going to be able to start being printed up, and everything else on the game, if they add anything, would just be DLC or day one patches. So yeah, this game was close to being going gold, and then when that video came out, they were testing the waters, and they saw that it was a shit show, and so they pulled back on it, and rightfully so. So now we're going to see what they can do with the time that they have. I don't know how much they can do. I don't know how much they can go in and change, because there's so much of the game, of the core game, already finished. It would be a lot of work, and a lot of extensive work. It would take a lot of the staff to go back in there and reanimate and do certain things here and there, if that's what they're trying to do. So we'll see, man. I mean, they're giving themselves a year and a half, almost 2 years, if they stretch it to the end of 2024, if they do that. So we'll see, man. But I know all the investors and all of that aren't going to be pleased with that. But if I'm an investor in that company, Rocksteady, I'd say, man, do what you got to do to get it right. And this is why it's so surprising for me with Rocksteady. They could have done so much better. They could have taken this game and made a single player campaign and with these characters, and done some awesome stuff with that, with the combat system that they kind of had everybody fall in love with the Batman Arkham Knight series. That's just my opinion, man. I mean, but they are going to try something new here. And like I said, whenever you get in bed with companies and trying to do things like paid services and all of that, it's sleazy, it's dirty. Okay, you're getting in bed with an older, dirty, dusty, sweaty, a guy with a lot of hair on his chest and back, and you're about to do strange things in the dark. Butter will definitely be used, and it's never a good look. It's never a good feel. And I think that's what happened when they got here. The money was there on the table, and they said, you know what? It's a little dirty. His breath stinks, all these things, but I'm willing to do that and deal with that for the bag. Okay. And they're going to learn real fast. And they're already learning, in my opinion, that is not, and I mean, that is not the case. Okay. I don't think they'll be able to live with themselves after this is done. They won't be able to wipe or shower the funk off of their bodies after this is done. And so they're trying to prevent it now. So kudos to them. I hope they can prevail. I hope everything works out and they turn this shit around. I really do, because if they don't, it's definitely going to be a huge blemish on their record. And I think Rocksteady should definitely stick to what Rocksteady does best, and the formula that they had, and just move it to, Unreal Engine 5, do it to current gen systems. And I think they got a lot to work with here. They can elaborate on the combat system and even add more to it. And the fidelity and graphics, they can also excel as well. I just think they should just do that. And I think they would have been A1, but we'll see. Hopefully this wakes them up, and their next project that they do end up coming out with will be something to what I'm talking about now, which is something that they are used to making. All right. Stay in their wheelhouse, if you will. But anyway, let's move on to the next portion of this, and let's get into some Redfall news, guys. A game that a lot of people, including my son, has been really looking forward to. Even myself, on first glance in the previews that I saw, was looking very tasty. Okay. Now, keep in mind, when we saw this video gameplay and we saw all these announcements on this title, this was footage that was taken from the PC. All right. But the news came out just recently. OK. And they tried to sneak it in on Twitter so nobody would really know. I don't think they could face us in the camera. Maybe they didn't want to show their face because some of these gamers out here might try to do something to them. But anyway, they just let everyone know that the game is going to be coming out. And I think it's out, May 2nd? If I'm not mistaken. But the game is coming out. It's free on Game Pass, just so everybody knows. So that's the only bright side to all of this, and let me finish and explain. But this game is gonna be 30 frames per second. They just dropped a huge bomb on us. 30 frames per second out of the gate. The internet went batshit crazy. Okay, Twitter went crazy. Everybody went crazy. Even the Sony ponies, they went crazy. My mind was blown. Okay, and the reason why that is because how do you, Microsoft, have a first party game who you've already delayed okay, to get shit right, come and tell your fans that you're going to release this with 30 frames per second on a current gen console? I mean, that shit just doesn't add up. It makes no sense. And I understand the outrage now. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for a first party game, okay, to come out on a current gen system and only be 30 frames per second. Now, they also stated that for the Xbox Series S, it's going to be 1440p. Okay, that's their cap. On the Xbox Series X, it's going to be 4K. We got that information. We know the Xbox Series S is weaker. It's a watered down version of the Xbox Series X. We know that, but still, for them to put that out, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. If you ask any average gamer, especially when you're talking about a third person or a first person, especially shooter, they're going to tell you that 60 frames reign supreme. 60 frames is what you want. 60 frames is what you need when you play in these games, right? But apparently they did not read the memo and they decided to go against that. If I was them, I would have just waited, postponed the game, set the game back again. Okay. Which is another reason why people are upset, because they've already set it back and they're like, yo, you guys knew what you were doing when you first delayed the game. Why not fix all this shit now? And how incompetent is your team to the point to where you can't get this done after a delay, and then you want to put it out and say, oh yeah, by the way, guys, it's only going to be 30 frames per second on the consoles, and like it was nothing. Like no one was going to say anything. No one was going to throw a fit. You know how the internet is now. When you make mistakes like this, you deserve what you get. You deserve everything you fucking get. So look, I have Game Pass. It's free on Game Pass. My son is really wanting to play this game. I really wanted to play this game. I'll still check it out because, like I said, it's free on Game Pass. So I'll take a gander at it, see what it looks like, and all of that. And eventually, you know, my eyes will probably get used to 30 frames. And that's one thing I also learned when the PlayStation 5 came out is you adjust to that 60 frames. And when you see it played back at 30, your mind is definitely blown again. I mean, it definitely is a noticeable thing. Now, when I was on last gen consoles, it didn't hit me because most of the games I played were 30 frames. So my mind was clocked at that speed. But once you move up and start playing at 60 frames and then you go back, it's like it literally looks slow motion. Okay. To me, at least I'm just speaking for myself, and now I understand what people were talking about. To me, if I'm being honest, I think 60 frames per second should just be the ground floor. It should be the starting point of every system going forward. Okay. I just really feel that way, especially when you're dealing with a first party title. When you have a game and your only responsibility is to cater to those, that hardware, you don't have to worry about any other hardware. You don't have to worry about last gen. There should be no excuse to where you guys could not figure this out and get this done, because they stated that they're going to put a 60 frame patch out, but they're not giving us a date. We don't know how long that's going to be. And I guess the higher ups, the big suit and ties and all that, told them guys, hey, look, our investors, we want the game out now. So put it out now and we'll fix it later. Okay. And I think that's going to hurt them more than it's going to help. I think they should have just delayed it and then put it out when it was ready to play. It's just all bad. It's all around just terrible. This is all terrible news, period, guys. We don't know when the update's coming. It could be a month. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. We don't know. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to be dead in the water before people know it. A lot of people aren't going to buy it now because of that. And by the time they are ready, oh, hey guys, look out. We have 60 frames now. The update is here. Guess what? You have Zelda, Tears of the Sun. You have all these other games that are coming out now. It doesn't matter. You have the Star Wars games. You have, you see what I'm saying? Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, stuff like that already coming out. So people aren't going to be checking for that, and it's going to get buried again. Okay. The next time you'll see a lot of players jump on this game is when you see it, like I said, on Game Pass, if it's still there, or the price drops, and that's it. And by then you've lost. You've lost everything. You lost the sting, the brand new ness of the game, that first hit, that first strike that you want to, catch people off guard with, and then maybe in potential DLC and stuff like that down the line. Because if the game came out on fire and everything was, hitting on all cylinders, then you could take your team and say, yo, they love this game. We've sold a shit ton of copies of this game. People are playing it like hotcakes. Let's do some DLC. Let's do some extra content and let's get this popping. It gives people incentives for that. So when that stuff does come out, you're going to be waiting. Kind of like people are waiting for, Elden Ring, the DLC and stuff like that. Like everybody who stopped playing Elden Ring, when that DLC comes back out, they're going to jump right back on that shit. Okay. They're going to buy the DLC. They're going to jump back on it because the game was fucking stellar. And that's the type of thing you want to consider as a company when you're putting out games. And I'm surprised that they don't know this. And Microsoft having all this money, they have more money than God. And yet they cannot, for the life of me, figure out how to put a game at 60 frames per second out on time when they need to have it out. I don't know if they're not paying their team. They don't have enough members. I don't know what's going on, but there's no excuse. There's no excuse, guys. I'm sorry. I can't get behind this. Even the Xbox players and fans, they're fucking losing faith. They're being fed up. There's videos all over the place where they're saying, I'm done with Xbox now. I just can't do this anymore. I can't hold on any longer. It's just, I don't know what else to do. And I mean, I can't blame them for that. I can't. I can't defend this at all. There's no way I could defend this at all. Well, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see if the game dies, if it can, if it can survive. I don't know. I doubt it, but only time will tell, and we shall see. It's just sad. I was looking forward to this one. My son will still play it, I'm sure, and some people will still probably play it, especially Game Pass players. But I don't see anyone buying this who had an intent on buying it at first. I see a lot of canceled pre-orders. I see a lot of that type of stuff going on with this game. Okay. But I figure most people with Game Pass or with an Xbox has Game Pass. I don't know the stats and all of that, but I'm sure a hefty bunch of them. I want to say at least 50% of all the owners of Xbox stuff, hardware, has Game Pass. At least 50%, I'm going to say. If I'm, you could even say 40%. That's still a lot of people. So there's going to be a lot of people still trying it out. And like I said, it's an exclusive. So, you got PC and you got Microsoft. So we'll see. If you're a Sony guy, you probably don't give a fuck anyway. But that doesn't stop them from laughing and making memes and doing these things. It still doesn't stop them for that, because they are definitely doing that as well. So it is what it is, guys. It's just the banter that goes on when you're in the realm of video games and you play in this play park or whatever you want to call it. So I'll leave it at that. Let's move on to the next thing. And that next thing is Naruto. Naruto talk. Yes, let's get into it, guys. I'm a huge Naruto fan, and I have to say I'm very excited on some of the things that they're doing with their brand and things of that nature. We just recently had the 20th anniversary not too long ago. They announced basically a revamping of the Ninja Storm series, which is kind of mixed with a lot of fans, and rightfully so, because, like I said, they're basically releasing the same game and adding characters to it. And they may add some twist here and twist there, and hopefully they got some surprises for us. There was recently a video that just came out that I just watched, and they showed some gameplay of Sasuke, adult Sasuke and adult Naruto going at it in their new forms, and it looked fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks fucking fantastic. And like I said, I can't wait to see what other characters they're gonna have. I'm definitely gonna buy it because I'm biased. It's kind of like Dragon Ball. Anytime Dragon Ball puts out a video game, I pretty much buy it every time because I'm just a huge fan and I just have to do it. The only Dragon Ball game I have not bought was that Dragon Ball Breaker shit, and I just can't get behind that one. That one was just trash to me. Some people may like it, but I got to be honest and true to myself. But that's saying something, because even bad Dragon Ball games or ones that aren't that good to a lot of people, I still end up buying them just because I'm a fan. But this one I couldn't get behind at all. But like I said, Naruto, same thing. They come out with stuff, I buy it. And I'm always buying Naruto shit, especially now. I've got some shit pre-ordered that's still coming. Yeah, you guys, if you guys follow me on Instagram or you guys heard my earlier podcast, I'm a huge Kakashi fan. I'm a huge Naruto fan in general as the series. And yeah, but anyway, back to my point. There was a recent poll that just took place with Naruto, and they had a top 99. So the top 99 Naruto characters ranked, and that's saying something too, because the Naruto has a shit ton of characters as well. They probably got a good 300 or so. So to get in that top 99 is still, I would say, a good thing. Now, he also released he released the top 99, of course, and you can go and Google this and you can find out the poll and who got what. But he also did a top 20, and I'm not going to name all the characters out or anything like that, but it was interesting to see who was in the top 10 and then who just missed the top 20 of that. And I'm going to go into my Twitter and I'm going to go to that site, and because I want to pull this shit up because I want to name off some of these characters and some of the places. I was very surprised, though, to be honest with you guys, on some of the places that these characters took. You will be surprised when you hear like the top 5. You'll be like, what? This person made it to the top 5? And yeah, you'll be shocked. And here's one of the let me pull it up for you guys real quick. All right, I'm going to pull up the number 1 character. Let me add this before I get started and finishing the rest. I'm babbling right now. But anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the creator of Naruto, he goes by the name of Masashi Kishimoto, the fucking genius. Okay. He said, look, whoever gets the first place in this top 99, I am going to give them a one-shot manga series, and there will eventually be a episode made for them, for that character. So that's the whole reason why this poll was taken. Whoever hit number 1 was going to get their own issue, their own fucking arc, basically, tiny arc, sub arc, whatever you want to call it. And that's why people are taking this poll. So let's go down the list on some of these characters. And if you guys don't know, like I said before, my favorite character in this series is Kakashi. And I was trying to interested where he was going to place at, and he ended up placing number 5 in the top 99. And rightfully so. He's definitely a very popular character. A lot of people love Kakashi, and including myself, and that's all good. But here's some other surprises, though, that, you know, if you're a Naruto fan, you might be like, what? Who? Sakura. This Sakura got number 3. That surprised the fuck out of me. Now, like I said, she was, a lot of people didn't like her. I wasn't a fan of her in Naruto, but when Shippuden came out, that's when I really became a fan of hers. Okay. She has grown so much between Naruto and in Shippuden. Like, she really did. Tsunade like really taught her well. Okay. I wouldn't say I'd see her at number 3, but I could definitely see her in the top 20 for sure. Okay. But yeah, she made it to number 3. And hey, they say her fight in Shippuden was one of the best fights in all of Naruto. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and see, cause I don't believe that personally, but I can definitely respect it. You know what I mean? I respect all the fights in that series anyway. So it doesn't matter, but still, she got number 3. But you're going to be crazy to find out who number 1 is. Maybe you won't. And I'm talking about Minato. Okay. Naruto's daddy. Yes, he won the contest. So he's going to be getting his own fucking series or his own one shot. Be looking out for that. He's definitely a cool character. He's an awesome character. And he did a lot for the village, definitely doing what he did, sacrificing himself and doing what he had to do with his son. That was saying a lot for the sake of the village, man. So he's definitely an OG for sure. And I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with for this one shot that they're going to do. And number 2 was Itachi. Itachi is also a popular character. You know who didn't make the fucking top 10 that I thought would make the top 10? You know who didn't make the top 20? Who I just knew was going to make the top 20, but he didn't make it. You'll never well, maybe you'll guess. Maybe you can guess it. Pain. Pain is a huge character in Naruto. He's a very popular character, guys, and he did not make the top 20. Which was crazy to me. Okay, Rock Lee, another favorite. He made number 20. Sisui's awesome character, a character I felt whose life got cut too short, too soon. He made number 4, so he beat out Kakashi in that sense. And he definitely was an awesome character and had a lot of potential. If he wouldn't have went out the way he did, I think he would be definitely a force to be reckoned with in the series. So that's a guy who I really liked and I kind of resonated with a lot too, because I'm really into these tragic characters too, guys. That's just my thing. And when it comes to anime, I love it. That's kind of like why I fell in love with Obito towards the end of Shippuden. Once I, got his story all the way up, caught all the way up, I really like Obito as well. He's definitely my top 5 in Naruto, in all of Naruto for sure. And he became that at the end of Shippuden. So he's actually number 11. So he's not too far. He's definitely, in the top 20. Naruto, the actual poster boy, he's number 6. So he's not far off. Believe it or not, Kakashi's father is number 7, which is crazy. Sasuke, because there's a lot of Sasuke fans, he's number 8. And then a lot of people who, love this guy, Madara Uchiha, he made number 9. So he's a lot lower. Hinata actually made the top 10. She made number 10, which is crazy. But I've always loved Hinata, man, because her admiration and love for Naruto. She was that guy that when you thought Naruto, nobody cared or loved Naruto. She was always there, even if Naruto didn't know it. And that's why I will always love Hinata for sure. Definitely, Hinata is an awesome character. So, yeah, man, those are some of the characters that I named. Shikamaru definitely hit up. He got, what is he? Shikamaru number 13. Okay, 13. Jiraiya got number 12. So yeah, you got some guys in here that are doing. Neji got 18. So definitely some nice top 20s in here. Now what's so crazy is Kishimoto, however you want to pronounce his name, he was talking about, he left a little paragraph, and I'm going to read it to you guys real quick, and you'll be able to find out who he really loves in the series or whatever. But yeah, he got to say some things, and this is one of the things he said. He said, "Thank you for the incredible amount of votes. It was fun seeing how results varied from region to region." He said, "I was shocked to see Minato in the top for all regions, and the fact that Sakura was so beloved by many people, that's what I thought, around the world made me proud as a writer. To tell you the truth, I was actually rooting for Kurama." Wow. Yeah, Kurama. "I was planning on drawing only the top 20 characters, but I really wanted to add Kurama, who was close, and he was number 22. So you guys can tell his favorite character, and he also has another favorite character. I'm going to get to that. I also ended up including him and Guy, Mike Guy, who was 21st place. Sorry for completely ignoring the original plan to have the top 20 characters for the 20th anniversary because of my personal attachment." He said, "Right now I'm working on the short manga for Minato, who placed first. While trying to make a story that would match the expectations of his fans, I ended up with more pages than I originally had anticipated. Please look forward to the secret story behind Minato's jutsu. I want to thank you all very much again for voting." So that's what he left, the message, beautiful, heartfelt message. And that's what we're going to be getting into here in these Naruto streets. I love it. Don't forget, guys, we also got 4 new episodes coming in September, brand new episodes in the Naruto arc, in the Naruto world, not Boruto. Okay, so we're going back in time, I'm assuming, for these 4 episodes. So interested to see what those are going to look like. Yeah, just thought I'd add, there's a lot of dope Naruto news out here, man. So I'm here for that when we get it. Okay, Dragon Ball out here too. We got so much shit from Dragon Ball. It just almost seemed unfair that there was no Naruto love, and I know there's a lot of One Piece fans out there as well, but the big 3, they say Dragon Ball, they say One Piece, and they say Naruto. Okay, and that's true. That's saying a lot, and that's pretty close if you want to put a number on it. But there we have it with that. I hope you guys appreciate that news for all my Naruto fans. Let's go. Let's get on to towards the end, the tail end of the show. And I want to talk about the Breath of the Wild trailer, the final trailer, the game trailer. Everybody was talking about this trailer, and rightfully so, guys, because this was an awesome trailer and it gave some insight. There's already hundreds of videos out right now where people are breaking down every frame of the fucking video and showing me things that I didn't even know was there. Okay. Or at least they're going to discuss it or debate what's going on. And it makes sense. It definitely does, because it seems like this game, we already know it's going to be a lot bigger. Okay. I'm going to say at least twice as big, because you have a whole nother layer, actually layers, because it's not just, okay, you have Hyrule in the ground and then you have a world above the ground. It's not a complete world. There are sections, pieces, islands, and they're not all on one level. So you have maybe have one level of layer in the air, and then there's even more when you go higher than that. And I think I saw up to 3 different layers, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a lot going on up there. That's a whole nother game. It's kind of like buying a house and having a basement. Okay. You have a whole nother layer, a whole nother house to work with down there. So that's what they've been able to do. They've been able to put take all of the fucking power that they could get out of the Switch and put it in this game. And I think that's what happened. And people don't remember, and I'll remind you one last time, that when Breath of the Wild first came out on the Switch, it was a launch title. So it came out when the Switch first came out, and it also was available for the Wii U as well. So they had some limitations there. So I think they took those limitations, and they were able to, get rid of those for the most part, because they were working with pretty much the same engine, and they were probably able to elaborate on that engine because they knew the hardware a lot better now. Keep in mind, it's been years since that, so they've had time and to be able to work on it. They have a lot of smart people working for them in Nintendo and developers and whatnot, and they were able to take all that, including not having to worry about the level cap or any kind of drawbacks because they had to make it for another system, which was the Wii U. So now they can just focus all their energy on the Switch. And I think that's why they were able to bang out this game and make it bigger and make it better. Okay. And also apparently, but they're adding what it looks to be like they're going to be adding is you're going to have a team. You're going to have a squad. You're not going to have to do it all alone like in Breath of the Wild for the most part. You have people that actually are going to be fighting beside you, and you can help fight, because what it looked to me was what somebody pointed out in one of the videos is that you're going to be able to almost raid camps with other friends, okay, in this world. You're going to be able to align yourself with them and go take on people, and you won't be alone by yourself. That's what it looked like to me, and I hope this is true. I really do. And I think they're going to emphasize that. And I've seen some stuff in the books. I didn't see the whole thing. They didn't expose. It was so many pages when the book leaked out, and I'm talking about the art book and all that with the Zelda game. The new Zelda game came out. It got leaked, and there was a lot of pages, but I only saw, I want to say maybe 20 pages of it. And I want to say in that book, it was probably a good 150 pages, maybe, or something like that. So there's a lot that I didn't see, but there's some shit that I did see in there, man, that not even talking about any of that is fucking breathtaking. That took my fucking breath away. That, like I said, I'm not going to spoil for anyone. Okay. But my God, I cannot fucking wait for this game. So it's definitely got me even more hyped to play this. And I don't have a lot of time. Okay. I got about a 2-week window after the Jedi Survivor game comes out to play this. So I think that's around the time that I usually take when I play games like that. When I dive into a new AAA game, and I usually go all in, and that's all I play. And I usually play for an extended period of time. And the last time I played the Fallen Order game, I did that same thing, and I played it, and it took me about 12 days, something like that, of constant playing before I beat the game and finally beat it. So yeah, I think around that time is when I'll do it. I'm not going to rush it, because I don't like rushing AAA games, especially ones I've really been wanting to play. So I'll take my time with that. And if I go over 2 weeks, maybe by a few days or so be it. Breath of the Wild will not be going anywhere. I pre-ordered it, and they told me it was smart to pre-order it physically because, like I said, they're going to go like fucking hotcakes. So I definitely want that physical. I'm going to have that physical. And once I have it in my hands, hey, I'm not going to rush. Hey, if I'm not done with, Survivor yet, then I will get to it when I'm done with Survivor. Okay. So, and also, I was going to try to do some gameplay on that, and I may do some videos, but there'll be short videos, maybe discussion videos, something like that, because I'm still trying to figure out how to stream or how to record my gameplay on the Switch and how we'll go about doing all that. So still looking into that, guys. And that's a huge game. I mean, that game is probably easily 150 hours of gameplay. So I'm not definitely doing a playthrough on that. It'll just be, little segments and things of that nature and discussion videos like that. That's what I'll probably be doing. But yeah, that's a game that I'll just be playing probably for a foreseeable future, off and on, all summer, throughout the summer, all these things, and I'll be doing. That's a game you want to truly, truly take your time with and just kind of play at your own leisure. That's what I plan on doing with it. So we'll see, guys. I'm very excited to play it. Cannot wait. It's going down. It's definitely going down. So if you guys haven't seen that trailer, please do yourself a favor. Check it out. If you don't have a Nintendo Switch, okay, we're talking about Xbox. We're talking about all this shit. Okay. I always say this. Yes, Xbox is doing strange things right now. But look, that's not to say that the Xbox brand is still not a dope brand. It is. Like I always say this, every system has their place. Okay. It's almost like somebody who's having Netflix. Okay. Netflix is cool, but there's also Hulu. There's also Crunchyroll. There's also HBO Max. There's also there's so many of them, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want to see the best shows, you're gonna have to at least have a couple other ones on your hip. You just are. And somebody like me, that's just what I do. I mean, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, I had an excellent experience with that game. Still play that game. Well, me and my son will be playing that game. He just got a new Xbox controller. And while I'm on Xbox, I'm going to get to that in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail too, because I got something else to say about Xbox, and it's not good either. The next Xbox right now in this episode is just really going to get shit on, but I'm not purposely shitting on Xbox. I'm just keeping it real. Everything I'm stating is facts. They're not me just shitting on Xbox because I don't like it, because I own it. My son owns it. We own Xboxes in our house. So that's not the case. It's just they're really letting me down this past week. They've been letting me down. Okay. But I'm not saying that it's permanent, because like I said, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, I love that fucking game, and it was free on Game Pass, guys. It was dope. Okay. And there's other ones as well, that are still out there. Okay. That are free on Game Pass, that are awesome games. So please don't get it twisted. Xbox is dope to have. Game Pass is excellent. It's a dope thing to have. They have been slipping up, and I want to talk a little bit about that in a minute. That something just came to my mind, and I'm talking about the Xbox controllers. Let's just get it out. I thought I was tripping. Okay. I literally have two brand new, almost like brand new Xbox Series X/S controllers. Okay. And they have, I don't know if you guys have experienced this or not, but apparently there's a drift issue, a hard drift issue going on with these controllers. I was asking my son, yo, why haven't you asked me to play Wulong? We, thought we were going to play that. He was like, my controller is messed up. I was like, what do you mean? And when I say his controller is brand new, damn near, he got that Xbox for Christmas, the Xbox Series S, right? With the controller. And before that, he had a brand new cherry red Xbox Series X controller. And I said, why don't you? Okay, I got a spare controller. I got that red one that I got. Remember that one? I put that one up. I have it. He said, that one has the same problem, Dad, even worse. I said, what? So, looking at the controllers, I looked at them both. They look fucking new. They still feel brand new, but they have drifting issues, both of them. And I said, yo, I haven't had no issue with mine yet, and I'm just knocking on wood on that. So I literally had to buy him a new controller yesterday, purposely not an Xbox controller, not a first party one. I had to go online and do research. I do research for everything. Okay. I have to watch 5 or 10 videos. I have to go read all the reviews, all this stuff, because I try to make it, you want to make good purchases. So I did the same thing and found him a wired controller, and I found an awesome one. I forgot the brand, the name of it, but I'll bring it up next time. It's awesome. I want to buy one for myself for a backup controller if something happens to mine. But yeah, it feels good and sturdy. It's nice, and I don't mind playing with a wired controller at all. I've never mind. I'm old school, guys. I've come up. I came from that era, of playing like that. So you also get just a slightly better on point control with that. You don't really notice it. You really can't notice it, but unless you've just been playing like that forever. But yeah, it's an awesome little controller, man, and it's definitely a budget friendly one too. I think it's on sale now. It was like $30. Awesome controller, definitely worth the bread. So I had to do that because, like I said, those drift issues with those controllers, I can't buy him another controller and have that happen again. It's just those controllers are too much money. They're like $70, man, $60-$70 for those controllers. So I'm like, I'm not dropping that every time he has a drifting issue, and you can't just fix it. It's no easy fix on those. So you got to go send them in to Xbox and all that. And I might do that, send it in, because I think that both of those should still be under warranty. I know one of them should for sure. And, it sucks, man, that you have to worry about that with these controllers. So he's trying to play Call of Duty. He takes his hands off the controller. Guess what? The controller's just moving forward. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So that's when I say Xbox is taking L's right now. At least in my household, it's definitely taking L's right now. I think this shit was going on too good for the Xbox. It was almost like, yo, this Wulong was out, this Atomic Heart was out, all these games, free on Game Pass. Yo, it's excellent, but it was going too good. Something bad had to come back and haunt us. And I think now that's what happened with this fucking Redfall news and this other shit. So let's say some prayers for Xbox. I think they'll jump back and we'll reconvene at a later date. But anyway, we got the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom stuff out the way. I highly anticipate that this game is probably gonna break records, guys. Speaking of breaking records, the Mario movie has broken all records when it comes to video game movies. Okay. All records. Sonic the Hedgehog had the record, I think, before that. It broke that. And I told you guys it was going to sell like hotcakes. I told you guys that the fucking people, the critics were, like I said, shitting on the movie because they were not gaming fans. They could give a fuck about Mario. A lot of them probably never even played a Mario game, okay, or a video game. So they just looked at it as a Pixar-esque movie, It's something like that, and they didn't think anything else of it. But for fans of the series who watched and played the games for years, we know all the tropes. We know all of the fucking Easter eggs, all those things. So we got the movie, and the kids loved them as well. The kids love it as well. So, it was a win-win. I knew it was going to do good things, and I'm very happy to say that Mario will probably be getting a number 2. They're going to take this, eat it up, and the DVD sales are going to be crazy as well, probably. So yeah, man, be looking out for all of that to come. So I just wanted to slide that in real quick before I got to the last piece of what I wanted to talk about. And that was this Sony State of Play that just took place. And they gave us 20 minutes of love, okay, of Final Fantasy 16 love, more gameplay, more details, just an all out, just a RPG fest, okay. It was excellent. Everything, I swear to God, this game, the more and more I see it, it looks breathtaking. And then when I watched it, I didn't watch it in 4K. I watched it in it was blurry, man. I want to say it was like 720 or some shit like that. I don't even know if it was 720 shit, if I'm being honest with you, because they uploaded it so quick. But rewatched it again in high HD. And then my mind was really blown because I was like, okay, it looks so crispy now. And it's even going to look crispier on your TV screens, because it always does when you actually have the game in hand, in your face. It just always does. The video files are compressed on YouTube, if you guys didn't know. So, but yeah, all I can say is sign me up. I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to this. This is, it's the perfect blend for me, guys, as an RPG fan, especially, action RPG fan and semi-open world game. Beautiful graphics, beautiful world. They took us on a road trip, if you will, on just the different environments, the different areas that we got to witness and see. Because if you watch the earlier previews of the game, months back and all that, a lot of people were starting to put the game in a box, saying it was too dark. You're always in caves and things of that nature. Where's the beautiful, lush world of Final Fantasy, that we're used to seeing? And they said, oh, we have that, and we're going to show you that. And I think they did it so masterfully. They waited, and they knew what they were doing. They said, we're just going to come out and just ease it out onto you. And they did that, man. And it looks beautiful. All the landscapes, all the areas, they look fucking breathtaking. They do, guys. It looks so beautiful. And just all the love and quality that they put into these games, guys. This is who's a fighting game fan, and who's an action RPG kind of guy, this is so perfect for me, man. Because you can, even if you're not a fighting game enthusiast and you're not into those games and the mechanics and all of that, you can tailor the game for that, and it will be friendly to you. So if you're not wanting to pull out all these combos and put different combos together and make your own stuff up and stuff like that on the fly, whatever, and practice that type of stuff, you don't have to. You can just, make a couple adjustments in the game, and you can just, set a couple moves to a few buttons, and there you go. You got your thing. But somebody like me who just wants it all and wants to indulge in all of that, I love it, because they're even giving us a training mode, like a training area where you can go anytime you want. You learn a new ability, you want to fucking try out new abilities, and what works for you and combos and different things, you can go in there and try to your heart's content and put together things that you want to put together, your favorite stuff that you like to do. And that right there just sold me even that much more. Okay. I was fine without that, but now that they added that they're taking into consideration and saying, look, you want to learn and get better, you can do that. You want to learn and how to really play and learn the ins and outs of this combo system, you can do that. And they've given us the green light for that. So I'm just so excited for this. And June is going to be a magical month. Like I said, Street Fighter and Final Fantasy in the same fucking month. Like, yo, I don't know what else to say. There's nothing else left to say. Okay. Go check out the video if you haven't for yourself. It's about 20-25 minutes long. You won't be sorry. If you're thinking about this game, it's definitely different from all the Final Fantasy games. This is the one that is different in all kinds of different ways, guys. The Darkest Story, this is going to be mature. This is going to be rated mature. Okay, this game. So get ready for that. It's definitely a dark fantasy, truly going to be a dark fantasy, which I am so open for. And like I said, it's a true action game. Okay, this is a true action RPG in its finest. So I think this is just going to be one of the most unique Final Fantasy games ever made, and I'm really anxious to see where they're going to go after this one. Final Fantasy 17, what that's gonna look like or whatever. But this one here is definitely one that I have to have the physical copy of, and I will. This is definitely a collector's piece for me, and I've been waiting for this one for so long, and I cannot wait. I'll definitely be having gameplay. I'm not gonna do a playthrough, but I'm going to have plenty of content and gaming content on this game. You can fucking rest assured on that. I can promise you on that. So be looking out for that, guys, on Random Gameplay Pimpin'. It's going down. The blog, I've got so many things in the air. I know I'm spreading myself too thin, but it's a habit of mine, guys. I can't stop doing this stuff. So I'm revving up for that. I'm gonna get a fucking Mac. About to buy another Mac pretty soon because I have a Mac and that I'm using now, recording now. It's an old Mac though. It's something I bought like on eBay for dirt. I bought my daughter one and I saw how cool hers was, so I said, you know what, let me grab another one because it was so cheap. So I did it. Fell in love with the MacBooks, and I have a PC here as well, but it's so bulky. It's a laptop, but it's so bulky, and I usually do my music and stuff on that. So I think that's what that's going to be for, like my music and everything like that I do. But yeah, I want to get another Mac in so I can multitask in my video editing. I'm really working with this one program that I really like and I'm comfortable with. So I just kind of want to stick with that program and, rock out with both of those. So if I'm got a lot of editing to do, which I always seem to have to do, I'll have both of those and I'll be able to work on both of them. So that's where I'm looking at right now. And I have just so many things going down. So yes, be looking out for more videos. Be looking out for more stuff, guys. Don't forget about the Dragon Ball Drip Facebook group. Check that one out. I got more coming soon, and I'll keep you posted when I get closer to that. Also, if you're into Dragon Ball and you love Dragon Ball like I do, definitely support me if you like, and go to dragonballdrip.com and get a t-shirt, a hoodie, or something. And definitely that will go towards helping out the podcast for sure. And be looking out for that. So what else is there? Is there anything else? No, I think that's it, man. I want to thank everybody for coming, downloading, streaming, listening to the show. We do this every Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. So definitely look out for that. And I think that's it, man. I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody. I love you so much, guys. Without you, I am nothing. But I'm going to hang it up. I got some editing to do. I got some other things to do for the night. So I'll see you guys next week. This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.